We are live. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's the Thursday Night Lit Stream. I am Crunk Chocolate. I'm here with my show, bro, Sharpie Charlie. How you doing? How's it going? Oh no!
I'm on mute. Teachers are great. I'm happy. Tomorrow's my last day before winter break. So if you know any teachers in your life, just know that Thursday before the Friday, before they don't see children for 2 weeks, chef's kiss. It's really the best feeling. It's truly a Christmas gift. I do have to ask though, is this the final lit stream of 2024? Since the holiday, it's day after Christmas next week?
It can be.
I'm just asking. I was like, because it's kind of special. I like to make a moment out of this. What's up, Terry?
Well, I mean, I technically guess booked. There are people.
Oh, I mean, I didn't know. I just didn't know your schedule. I didn't know.
No, it's fine.
Curious.
I mean, I didn't know because it's like the day after. I mean, obviously, if people need to be fit, we can talk. We can talk.
Oh, we talk. Tarek, how you feeling tonight, bro?
It's one more day before I'm done for the rest of the year.
There you go.
I got a fresh haircut. So I'm feeling like $1,000,000.
Let's go.
Ready to talk to my boys. Let's do it.
Let's get it. Black man with a fresh cut to do it. Crunk, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm good, man. I got my pot pie is still in the oven. It's finishing up. So if I disappear for a moment while I just continue on life, just got to get it out. But yeah, I'm excited to taste it. Everything was delicious. Felt comfortable making the crust. That's like that's the one part of the baking. It's like science where food you can little this that you can clean things up if you mess up a little bit. Baking stresses me out a little bit, but I think I got pie crust down pretty solid, so I'm super excited. It's gonna be tasty. That'll be waiting for me once this is done though.
Love it.
Holidays, I'm excited to go spend it with see my nieces. It's always good. And yeah, so all she wants to do is just cook stuff because whenever she's calling, I'm always cooking. So she wants to cook as well. And her mom's she's going to school to be a pastry chef. So
wow,
bakes.
That's dope.
She doesn't cook. So I mean, she does, but she's baking all the time.
Don't be trying to minimize what she's doing.
Wait, Crump, before we get to guests on, I gotta ask you, where'd you get this Carhartt beanie? Because I really want one. It looks really warm and
it is very warm. I might need to crack a window. It's hard. Honestly, I got it at the farm and fleet. I was walking getting dog food, and all of a sudden I turned and I was like, "Is that?" And I ran over and snatched it. So I mean, I can if you can't find one around you, I'll grab one gladly for you.
Yeah, I try to stay away from Amazon, but it truly is my biggest weakness because everything is there. Mm-hmm. But I can't fight the funk. If I gotta pick a billionaire to just give my money to, it'll be Jeff Bezos over Elon Musk. His product is far more superior. Yeah.
Well, we have a wonderful show. We got Kate, MCFC, Donald, Wine,
Hollywood.
Demetrius. We're kind of bluesing it up in the show, and that's fantastic because sometimes it just be like that. It's gonna be real nice. But yeah, time to bring our first guest on. Okay, so people, let me disclaimer. This guest might look eerily similar to the guest from last week, but it's not the same person. Love it.
They're very different people.
Are you sure they're not the same person?
I mean, no.
I am, because I've seen them both in the same place at the same time, so I know there's two of them. But if you hadn't seen them in the same place at the same time, you might think they were the same.
I know. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
My homies. My
welcome, Kate.
Hi, guys. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Thank you. Same to you.
I, too, am on my Thursday before the last day, and I cannot wait. Because it's been a year, you guys. It's been a year. I think we can all agree about that. And who knows
what a roller coaster
here, so might as well end on a high note.
Exactly. Hey. And I saw the top. Well, let's just get the sad out of the way so we can have a little fun. City, men and women, we just down bad at the moment.
Oh my.
It's struggle fest over there. Talk all the time with the show bros. For the most part, know how they're feeling about things. What about you? How are you in the current state of culture of Manchester City Football Club?
So if anyone remembers from last lit stream, which was a couple months ago, I did my whole City fandom. So I've been a fan for a while, about 14, going on 15 years. And I think I remember referencing a story of like 2019 when a coworker told me that like, take off those rose-colored glasses. It's not going to last. And I said, I'm keeping them on for as long as possible. I think they're falling off a little here and there. But you know, with each game, truthfully, it's just like you could see the struggle on the players' face, mainly the men's team. I see that the most. It's more of an unfamiliar territory for them. I can see, like, you know, Kevin goes out there and gives 70 minutes. We know he's not necessarily full 90 yet, or, you know, with a fully staffed team, he can probably maybe get to 90, but he's got to do a little bit more. So 70 is where it's kind of at. It's like you can see the frustration, the exasperation on them. It's very obvious where the problems are. So for now, I'm in write it out mode. You know, let's just see what happens. We've got a window coming up that if we can maybe hold on to a little bit of, you know, save a little face through the end of the year, we might be able to open up a war chest in January and see some changes. This is really giving me Pep's first season vibes again. He came in with one of the oldest squads. We look at our age now and we are one of the oldest squads. We're also a very small team. So all the factors right now are just playing into each other that has created this sort of perfect storm that we're in right now. And then the injuries, of course, like one on top of the other, on top of the other. There's just, you know, what can we really do as fans? So for me, and this came a couple of years ago, you know, I made this little poster. It was when we were doing Shark Team, and it was like positivity shark. It's like, what's the point of doing negativity when I look at sports to be something that is like bigger and out of my control? And so you can't control the wins. You can't control the losses. It's part of the ups and downs of the game. I can't put all of that emotional energy into something like that. So for now, it's truly ride it out. It's enjoy the moments as they are. It's like I get to, you know, still get to enjoy all the City content. I get to watch a team play who can be incredible. And I know there's a turnaround. So for the men's team, it's really ride it out. For the women's team, oh man, Bunny, Hemp, and now Greenwood going down. 3 of maybe our most important players, we do not have backups for them. And we have seen pretty quickly a dramatic drop off. And it's been really tough because the way we ended last season, missing out on the title by goal difference, I thought this year was the hunger. I thought this was the year we're going to come in, and we did. And then it's just kind of hit us one after the other after the other. So all I can do is put my faith in the players that are on the pitch, enjoy the 90 minutes, and enjoys in quotes because I use those 90 minutes as an outlet for my life. I get an opportunity to scream whatever I want at the TV. I get to get upset and bang my fist. And then afterwards I get to move on with my day. You know, it doesn't really affect the rest of my day to day. So yeah, I'm in ride it out mode right now, and let's just see what happens. It's a long season and a lot can change. You know, this crisis could hit another team. You know, people could actually beat each other that should beat each other. And, you know, we could see that table move. So again, it's all part of the fun of the sport. Yeah. So if I was to start anywhere, you know, we probably all deal with this, but like watching midweek games, like while we're working or finding pockets of work, it's like watching that Barcelona game, it was kind of tough. So I can't really speak to like some specifics, but from minute one, you just knew Barcelona was going to come at us. Kira Keating had 1 million saves. I actually Googled what the most number of saves in a women's UCL match was. And then Google AI was like, oh, so sorry. There's not a lot of data on women. And I was like, oh my God, First of all, we have a lot of work to do. But I just knew it was going to be a long 90, and it turned into one. We held on for about 45 minutes. I think that first goal right at half really kind of was a dagger for us and an uphill battle. Maybe if Jill's goal went in, we might have been able to tie. I didn't see a win in us just from how that game was going. And now I'm just kind of managing my expectations. Before that game, they hadn't really given any Greenwood updates. I was texting, I was like, is she dead? Like, what's going on? It's worse than they're telling us. And so now we're just got to deal with kind of the realities of managing through all this. So yeah, I mean, it's not a great time right now. And, but at the same time, I'll, City Till I Die. I got it tattooed right on my arm. It's not going anywhere.
And Nathan, yes, there is a winter transfer window. In our last episode, I talked a little bit about Man City's new sporting director, actually, Therese Shongren. She said in her 10-minute interview, we're going to get busy. There will be moves made in the winter window. So it looks like maybe both the City men and women are tooling up. And hey, I remember this person from last week. Shout out.
Louis, my homie.
Louis back.
Yes.
I will say real quick before, like when we talked about the Barcelona match on the episode Sunday or Monday when we recorded, I was just like, if we hold them to under 4, that feels like a moral victory for me.
Yeah.
Because we are just down players. And like Tom called, he was like, we'd be lucky to get 30% possession. I think they had 72, right? Like it just, the odds are against you. You want to go out with pride. You want to fight as hard as you can. And like a 3-0 feels far better than the 6-0 that really could have happened that Barca's put on some big clubs with, 3 or 4 second string players. And I think one of the things like that's necessary when you look at us compared to like a Chelsea and a WSL, their bench is full of like adult players, like senior players who are, playing for their country. Our bench right now is full of kids.
Yeah.
And so like you just have to grow and like add to the squad, build that depth. I mean, look, Chelsea got Maya Ramirez last year and it changed their whole season. They didn't know what they were doing without Sam Kerr. They brought in Maya Ramirez, paid for it, and boom, they still keep winning. So it's like, I hope this, she can go out and make some moves because just the same way the men's side, like go get the players.
Yep.
Money's not an issue for us. We're not Brentford, like, and they're amazing, but they have constraints. We don't.
Yeah.
Go pay for the players.
It's like, I got to keep the same energy I have for the men's team with the women's team. So when I'm screaming, like, this is an opportunity for McAtee, this is an opportunity for, our academy players to get in there, bite their teeth in a tough game, know what that feeling feels like. So to see the women actually have to, put those younger players, those more inexperienced players on the pitch, they are just learning and growing in real time. And that's a benefit for us. They're going to remember that feeling. They're going to know what it feels like to lose 3-0 to Barcelona away from home, and they're going to know what they need to do next time. So it's a growing opportunity for everyone. I think even as fans to kind of remember that too. And yeah, I mean, I'm just going to always root for them and just hope, again, like you said, it wasn't a blowout. We saved face. We had some good opportunities. I just want our confidence to grow. We are a championship team. It has been a while since we won a trophy. I think 2019 might have been the last one we lifted for the ladies. But it's been a minute since those players have felt what it's like to win. And so I know last year it got ripped from them. And that 2 games before that kind of stumbled us a bit. But yeah, to me, it's a growing opportunity. And on the men's side, it's like, oh my gosh, I just wish, for the United game. I actually had a great time at the United game. My dad came with me because I'm home in Detroit right now. And he actually came down the stairs in like a red shirt. And I was like, because he doesn't really follow football at all. And I was like, get out of here. Go put a blue shirt on. I don't care. We had a really good time at the bar. I kind of gave him the lay of the land and said, like, things aren't great right now. And again, being from Detroit, we have that like hope to win, find a way to lose mentality. And we saw that happen. The second that penalty was called, I go, we're losing the game. I just knew it. It just felt like there was another goal and it wasn't coming our way. But I had a great time because, again, like I don't really get to see my parents that often. I live in Los Angeles and they snowbird from Detroit to Florida. And so we can be kind of ships in the night. And so it's really great to, you know, bring my dad with me, have that experience with someone who gets to see my side, like truly a huge part of my life. I walk into that Detroit group and a lot of them recognize me and remember me because I'm back at this time consistently. And our Hollywood group and their Detroit group, we try to stay, you know, close with each other as people come in and out. So it was a really great day. I had a delicious beer. It was a gingerbread stout and it was like 7.6%. I had 2. So I was off my rocker by the end.
Ooh, that sounds
Feeling
amazing.
nice.
And it was
We need to talk. I'll be
good.
in Michigan soon. It's
I'm
time to
gonna
find that.
shout out Royal Oak Brewery, and they
Mhm.
do everything on tap or on site, so it's really great. But yeah, so even though the derby ended so horrifically, hilariously horrifically, I did have a great time. Just, you know, being with my dad, talking to him about all the players. Who's that? He recognizes Holland, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah, so that was fun as much as it sucked, but you know, what are you gonna do? We move on to the next one. We've got what, Aston Villa in 2 days, and that should be fun. That should be a fun one. We'll see. The boys have had a whole week off.
Yeah.
We got all of our players but Nathan Ake back.
Mhm.
So hopefully we've got a nice, strong defense. I hope Phil finds his magic. Something. Would love to see him have a crack of a game. Jack back in the
Who's this
midfield.
Bill? All I know of is a Reggie. I know a Reggie.
Foden, 47, right? I forgot. I haven't seen him do
Right.
anything in a while.
I mean,
Been
but
a few
also at the same
matches.
time, he's kind of got this like, you can't say anything about Foden
Mhm.
right now. It's like
Hold
he's
on.
kind of glaringly missing from a lot of discussion, and
I wonder what that is. Is it the hometown Stockport and the Iniesta thing? Is it okay? We know you came back from a sickness. We like the grace that's given to Foden is not given to other players.
no.
Tarek, go. I see your face and I love it.
No, I was waiting for you to say which players it's not given to.
Yeah,
I was going to say there's a difference.
We have a full squad, and I just feel like when some players come back from injury, people are expecting them to be 100% right away. But then others like Phil Foden, it's like, hey, he's got to work his way into it. He's got to work his way back. It's like, Phil, it's been too much, my boy.
I think there's
What's popping?
Yeah, so I think to your point, there's a combination of all of those things, right? So one, he is a hometown lad. 2, he was PFA Player of the Year last year, so we know what he can do, and you would have expected him to repeat that this year. He got hurt, so then you're like, okay, well, what could have been the difference? You think that the injuries is a big part of it, but to be fair, the longer it goes, the more he is coming under that same level of criticism and scrutiny. I think that's fair. I think, you know, if you're not showing up, you deserve to be at least questioned. And then I think, again, rightly or wrongly, we see a Cole Palmer who appears to be doing it week in, week out. We thought Foden was the crown jewel. Maybe it really was Cole, and he just didn't get the chance. I don't know, but
I want to hit on that point, Tarek, because I've noticed like it's a confidence thing. Cole Palmer walks around with his head up, his chin up, and he thinks he's the shit, and he gets on the pitch, and he has proved it multiple times. Game winner in the Super Cup, game winner in the Club World Cup. Like that man has either won us a trophy, kept us alive for a trophy, and he has consistently talked a big game, and he shows up for it. I don't ever hear Phil. Phil does not talk a big game. He doesn't talk about himself like he's the best. We saw after a game or when there was a little bit of chit chat, he started posting himself with trophies. I've always said Phil needs to believe his own shit. Like that if he just like said, I'm Phil fucking Foden. I am the academy superstar who is going to be the team superstar and believes in himself. you can see it on his face. He just wants to kind of be behind people a little bit. He's got Kevin to be behind. He had, he could team up with Julian to kind of play next to. Only in a couple instances has he taken the ball and, Everton last year, putting that in the back of the net and changing the game. The last game against West Ham, first minute, putting it top bins. Those are the moments that I thought he would take and continue through. And then Charlie had hit on your point. I do think when Phil got sick, it was much more serious than people have talked about. And we know that in this day and age, sickness can lead to some disablement, some disabilities, and things that we might not know about. So behind the scenes, they could be really working through something that they publicly will not talk about. And I think we, need to respect that if that is the case. I'm not going into conspiracies or anything like that, but I do think that it's a confidence issue. And I think once the whole team's kind of in this little rut right now. But I also think that there could be that underlying thing that we don't really know what's going on truthfully. But yeah, I do find it interesting that Phil kind of falls off some of the criticism train. It gets thrown on people like Nunez, who shows up on the team already with sort of this baggage that he can't overcome. And then he's got moments of brightness. He's been asked to do things that, remember everyone thought it was crazy when Cancelo went to left back and then he became a left back. There are things that when you try to retrofit someone in, it doesn't always work. And the team right now just needs someone to show up. Bernardo went back to left back one time and that was a disaster. So grace where grace is given. I think he's kept his head up high as well throughout it. And yeah, we're really just in a bad situation, but
you know what? I know you say confidence, and I understand what you mean in that context. I wonder, and y'all know I love Phil. I do. But I wonder if maybe Phil just don't have that dog. Cole is a dog.
Yeah.
But I don't, maybe Phil just isn't.
You know why we don't see that dog right here? This is my theory, and we talked. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, then I'm going to go even a step further. And maybe if he did, maybe it's been coached out of him. Now, that might be blasphemy in many places. I don't know. Because, again, people would tell you that Grealish has got it coached out of. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
feel like Grealish just played out of position. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. He's a central player who can attack from the left, but he's not a winger. That's just stopped everything for him. But with Phil, my biggest thing is it's who Kate's wearing on her back right now. He's not the same when Kevin's in the team. Last year, Kevin was out after September?
Mm-hmm.
Came back a little bit in January, eased back out, whatever. That was Phil's team last season. Everything was around him. And then when you factor in Kevin coming back, him trying to work in his way back from illness, I just think he needs the keys, as they say.
Yeah.
And we have a contract that either hasn't been offered to Kevin or they aren't talking about it right now. And I think, what's his name? Hugo Vienna. He's going to have a real choice to make about what do we do, because the next iteration of this team is around Phil Foden and Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Do you bring Kevin back at all? Because if you don't, okay, Roger's not healthy. I'm sorry, Amy. That is not erasure. I'm just stating with healthy, able-bodied players as attackers. Our creative hub is either going to be Kev or Phil, and it's got to be Phil and Haaland going forward. So do you even offer Kevin a contract? Because I am starting to believe if we want to keep this train rolling, it's like the San Antonio Spurs. Some people got to be cut. The Patriots, right? You got to cut some people to make this thing keep rolling. And I love Kev with all my heart. But
he's fine.
As a Kevin stan isn't even a high enough word for Kevin for me. If this was Kevin's last season, I would be okay with that. And the only reason I say that is because if that man moves to San Diego, I'm moving to San Diego.
If he
I knew you were going to mention San Diego. I had a feeling.
I don't have an investing.
Sunshine. That man needs some just beach time with his family. He can have a production studio there. I will figure it out. Whatever. Yes, but it's also hard to kind of see, the cows go out to pasture a little bit too. I don't want to see the legacy and disastrously either. You kind of got to know when to cull the herd a little bit as well, as you were saying, Charlie. But yeah, the men's team, we're along, like, let's aim for top 4. That's, I think, mandatory, at least. You know, I think we've made top 4 the last 11 seasons. So to miss out on Champions League would be such a bummer, especially with the Club World Cup coming to the United States, which City, I always joke, like, City can never ruin my birthday. They never play in June. Well, they're playing in June on my birthday in Orlando. I think I have to go. I think I have to go for a little birthday trip. But yeah, I think with the Club World Cup too, and if that leads to no Champions League, it can be a really tough recruitment summer for us as well. But yeah, I'm going to just try and have fun this season. It's like, you know, I'm over on Blue Sky now. It's a lot more rational. I think, you know, since I've been on Blue Sky, City's won once. So even my own personal skyline is not as jovial as my 14-year deleted Twitter account. All right, to all those amazing tweets that I have over there. But yeah, it's we'll see how the season goes. It
Have
can
the
be really
libs ruin City? The
What was that?
libs ruin City. The libs ruin City. That's my take.
Mhm.
We got on blue. We all got on Blue Sky, and now our club. Look at our club.
I know. Yikes.
No, we weren't on Blue Sky. I told y'all what happened. I've already said that. That is what ruined this. It was before the mass migration to Blue Sky.
11/5/24.
Oh my gosh. You guys, I had my annual Christmas breakdown yesterday, and it started it started when my dad was like, "Oh, I really like Wrexham." And I was like, "Oh, you know, that's an American sports washing story." And then that turned into billionaires. Billionaires shouldn't exist. The state of the world, sob, sob, sob. So yes, 11/5 has pretty much been a terrible day. All right. Because I know we've got other people coming on, and I pre-made this list. I'm switching hats into my City Santa hat.
Oh, I like
That
this. We got
that my
props.
brother,
Okay.
that my
Wardrobe
brother-
changes and
Change.
everything.
I
that
gotta
my
give a shout out to
brother
this.
and sister-in-law got me for Christmas last year. So it's a little big, but there's the city. It's sky blue. And I'm going to do my naughty and nice list from this year. And we can chat about it for a little bit. All right. First on the nice list, this is who's getting presents from Santa. City content creators. You guys deserve it. Seriously, week in and week out, even when City is not doing great, you guys consistently show up and deliver content so that I can lay in my bed or go for a walk or commute to work and have something to listen to and engage with later. So I want to say thank you for years of amazing content. And then, of course, all the other content creators who are out there as well, which then leads me to City's branded content. They can keep making as many videos as they like, using the players, doing hilarious things. I think that's what's bringing me a little bit of joy lately, Charlie, if we're going to hit on finding and seeking out joy. It's just the fact that City does make amazing content, both in their City Plus studio productions and even just their, you know, sponsorship stuff. It always brings a smile to my face when anyone on that team is doing something goofy, like even Pep's Nissan commercial. Like, that man loves the camera. So I'm giving all of City content on the nice list. The women's team's also going on the nice list. They have been a bright spot in a cloudy couple of months, and I hope that that bright spot continues. But I just want to give kudos to the women's team for breaking records, attendance records, for growing the game, for being incredible ambassadors for women's sports. So the women's team's also on the nice list. Being shit means less when we hear 115 shouted at our faces. So since we've been pretty bad for the last couple of months, I've noticed that there's been a lot less of banter coming our way, which is kind of nice. I know that the trial has ended, and we'll see what happens in the new year. But for now, it's really nice not hearing 115 screamed at my face every single day, both online and in person, because as you can imagine at work, it's well known I'm a City fan, and there are a lot of non-City fans there. So I've been taking it a little bit on the cheek. I've been told to stay humble. So that's a new one. I am humble. Oh, the UCL clothing sponsor upgrade. Our men look so cool in their new wardrobe. I know D Squared, they kind of looked a little stiff in it. Pep looked a little stiff even wearing it for the UCL final, but I love the new wardrobe for the men's. And I believe the women's are still using their same sponsor, but they look sleek too. So we just always like, what did Akanji say? Who was quoting like Deion Sanders? If you look good, you play good. If you play good, you make money, all that.
Exactly.
But you know what I'm saying. We always look great. I'm also putting the Cosm on the nice list. So if you live in Los Angeles or you're in Dallas or have an opportunity to visit, seeing a game at the Cosm is really, really fun. If you don't know what that is, it is a dome-like screen that has their own, like they own the cameras that are on the pitch or at the court side of NBA or football. And so the feed is 100% theirs. And it is like sitting front row and center. We went and watched the Spurs game there, and we had a really great time. However, the scoreline did not reflect that. But if you get a chance to go to the Cosm, it's like being at the stadium. It's really, really fun. So I highly recommend it. And then the last thing on the nice list is, and I tweeted this in early August, and I was like, oh, if Chelsea ever clicks, they're going to be really scary. But now I'm saying Chelsea clicking is hilarious, because if Liverpool and Arsenal do not win this year, it's like everything. It's like, thank you. It's like, I'll let my other boys in blue take it from them, because that would be epically hilarious that when we fall, they still can't take it.
Am I rooting for Chelsea now? I think I am. Damn.
So I've always,
that was the logic I needed. Thank you.
Yeah. So as a Dodger fan and a Todd Bowie ambassador in that capacity, I could see the vision when he gobbled up all these young players. I'm pretty sure in their contracts they were told just to ball out, have fun, make some mistakes, no pressure. And now it's actually working for them after, a couple seasons of kind of doing it. And we're seeing what a larger, younger squad does when you're playing 800 games a season. You can rotate in, you can have your starters, consistently be in there, because if someone gets injured, you got 2-3 other people lined up. So that's my nice list. How are we feeling? Good presents for everybody?
Sounds good.
Chelsea City Alliance. Yes, Megan. Also, one of my good friends is a Chelsea fan, and we have a good time together. So, all right. On the naughty list, I'm putting kneecaps. Alex's, Rodri's, and Hemp's knees. Just kneecaps in general. And that's expanding all the way to the NWSL, WSL. Anyone who's got a knee injury, kneecaps, you suck. And then as an aside, and you might mute me, you might kick me off right now, but I need Bunny to tell me to stop telling me to trust in God. I do not like him right now. I can't wait. I need you to come back. I'm glad Tom Bomb's not on. He would mute me right now. No more, Bunny. No more. I don't want to hear it.
It is fun.
All right. On the naughty list is blue on blue crime. I can't stand to watch City fans fight with each other. I find it to be ridiculous and silly. I can't do the, I've been to so many games. I can't do the, you're an American, you don't know what you're talking about. I can't do the, you're from the UK, you can't afford anything. I don't like blue on blue crime, especially when we're not in a great place. This is a time that we all need to come together and embrace the situation and put as much positive vibes moving forward. And that's going to require a collective bunch of people. So if I see it, I'm blocking it. I'm shutting it down. I don't like it. All right. They're actually kind of more city related, but also is like our recruitment lately. Like I think the last couple of windows for the men's have been a little, haven't been as like strong. Okay. Yes, we got Holland 3 seasons ago. Feels so long. Yes. But even Cheeky said in the documentary that after the trouble season, it was tough to get those big names to go, yeah, I want to come to the team that just won 3 in a row, who have all these superstars. Where do I get slotted in? Where do I get to play? I'm $125 million. I'm now 130. Like, we know that the recruitment has not gone our way, and we have filled some gaps that I think we've all remember when they used to say you needed a year under Pep, and then all of a sudden it was you needed to be Pep ready a season on someone else's team before you even joined. So it's been really tough to see the recruitment not be as strong as I think we've all liked, but then also almost no grace for people to grow into their roles a little bit. And that's just been really tough for us. So I'm putting recruitment on the naughty list, and hopefully in the new year, we can get some names in. Let's release the war chest. We know we have it.
Right.
Lawyers should be a different retainer. They're fine. All of it. Like, we got to go. And then last but not least, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, but I wish that our academy players did get some more opportunities. And I think earlier in the season was an opportunity for that to happen. It now feels like as we get crunchier and crunchier and crunchier into the schedule, tossing them in might not be the easiest options. We're really relying on a lot of, muscle memory, I think, with these players. And I wish that our academy had some more opportunities, or else we could lose more players who end up going Cole Palmer on our ass. Like, it's just, I wish it. And then we're also seeing some former academy lads that we've let go off and do really great things on their team. So not to say that it was bad decisions, but I wish that we just gave a little bit more to our academy so that we could have another Phil Foden ready to go. We could have another Cole Palmer ready to go, and see some brilliance. Those, you always hear it's like, I'm reaching way back, but it's like Wayne Rooney scores a goal when he's 17 years old. It's like, when was the last time we've sort of had that like rookie wow moment? I think that could also be a really uplifting moment for the team as well. It's just like someone that comes in and really kind of has that moment. Oscar Bob had it last year in the Newcastle game. I'm really excited for Bob to come back. In fact, he was on my home kit this year that I haven't been able to wear yet because I don't like to wear players when they're not able to play right now. So I'm really looking forward for Bob to come back. Rodri said he's already like running around because he's crazy. I think we all know that. So getting Rodri back sometime in the summer, getting Bob back. Yeah, seeing our defensive come back. And yeah, that's the naughty list. That's who's getting a little lump of coal right now. And a lot of it's going on City's front office.
Shout out to Saeed. Appreciate you coming through. I really do. I really do.
I mean, the downfall's been like 7 weeks. So out of like
the slow and steady.
years.
And then, like and sub. Yeah, exactly what they said.
Yeah. I hope, Charlie, exactly. Like, Bob's going to feel like a winner signing. And I hope he comes back and ready to grab it by the scruff of the neck. He's another great option for us. We've seen him really grow. And, he could be that new Phil Foden that I'm talking about. So yeah, that's my City Santa Christmas list.
Are we going to run the risk of putting too much pressure on him, Oscar Bob? Because we saw what he did in the summer. We saw what he had done in the season before. So it was like, this is his breakout season. This is the season where we expect him to claim that right wing, make it his own, be playing week in, week out. We had high expectations. Now he's had that injury setback. Do we still, are we going to give him, you talk about having grace, right? Are we going to give him the grace to grow into the season, grow into, whatever? Or are we going to be like, game one, oh, he's crap, whatever. I just hope that people give him the ability to play his way into
won't, Eric.
Yeah, I'm talking
they
we're
can't be, understood. We don't understand that logic.
Cool. I think, if I'm channeling feelings of like being in the stadium, so last year I went to the City Liverpool game and it won at the Etihad. There's a sense of frustration that you can start to see either when, when we were up 1-0 and it should have been 2-0, but they called back that Akanji goal because Allison got knocked or whatever. So it's like that caused the fans to start getting nervous. Then, I think Trent scores that. Was it Trent last year who scored that goal? Yeah, or whatever. He scores, and then you can feel the frustration. So I think inside the pitch is where you're probably going to see a little bit more of that, like, hurry up, let's get going. Why aren't you why aren't we hitting? However, that was with team seasons past. I think now I really hope so. It'd be horrible given everything that we're going through if we put that amount of pressure on someone coming back from an injury that has kept them out for 6 months. I was just remembering, Tarek, that when we were in Ohio, Bob's goal against Chelsea was exactly like his goal against Liverpool, except it was a little bit more off to the left than in front of the goal. So I'm like, that man's got a football brain. He knows, I hope that has stayed really sharp and let the body catch up after that. But if he comes off shooting on all cylinders, that's just icing on I don't want to say a shit cake, but it'd be,
Well, I mean, I think
it'd be icing in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of potential.
Topic.
Go ahead.
Okay. You can finish your thought, but let's have the speed of finish.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, I think there's a lot of potential for our season really to turn around, because for all of you got to think, we've basically not won since forever, and we're still within touching distance of definitely top 4. And if we go on a good run, top 2. So it's one of those things where I don't know that we can be any worse. We got to get better. And so I could see him coming in and others really sparking a change. But go ahead, man.
Yes. So thank you for coming on. But please let people know where they can find you and the things that you do.
Yeah. You can find me now over at Blue Sky. I'm Kate MCFC over there. I'm the communications director of the Hollywood MCFC group. So if you ever want to do anything, you can reach out to us there and we can collab. I'm over at Instagram, Damali K. And yeah, you might catch me on another Lit stream sometime.
Vibes. Well, we appreciate it.
Ho, ho, ho.
Have a happy holidays, a good rest of your evening, all those things.
You too, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for jumping on. Yep, appreciate it.
All right, time to bring on the next guest. That was a pretty city heavy beginning, so we're gonna make a quick adjustment. We're gonna bring in Donald because Demetrius. We're gonna hop right back into that citydom. So let's bring on our next guest, Donald Wayne.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
Good,
good, man.
Good. Michigan's in the building tonight. Let's go, Michigan. Stand up, Mitch.
We had to tag team you. We apologize for absolutely nothing. So,
oh, love that. Okay. Oh, you are actually against the new Swiss UEFA format.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, why is that?
Well, first of all, look, we're both. I'm looking at these standings, right? I'm looking at Real Madrid. I'm a Real Madrid fan. We're in 20th. I'm looking down. I see Man City in 22nd. That is not what we're supposed to be. Neither of us. That's first and foremost. But really, I think they went and they tried to fix something that wasn't broken. I think everyone, there's a lot of people who really enjoyed the drama of the groups. And it's weird in a sense because, first of all, I'm not a big fan of the Swiss style. We have to deal with it in CONCACAF Nations League all the time. And I, over there, I'm looking at that and I go, you literally are putting, the fate of a group in the hands of a team that you may never play, right? Like you can have a team in first place and go, yeah, but they didn't, face these teams down at the bottom, or they didn't face these teams in the middle, or what have you. It's what we got in college football now, right? Like the SEC, the ACC, the Big 10, Big 12, they don't all play each other. But in soccer, the purest thing to know who really stood out in a particular competition is to play everyone. And so I'm a big fan of the group. I wish it had never gone away. And I feel like right around now, right, like we would know who would be in the next round, because we would have some groups that would have some drama all the way down to the last day. So that's where I'm looking at it. And of course it's the first year, so maybe the drama picks up after the new year. But also if you think about it, like we had Champions League matches last week, and we won't have any until January 22nd because some teams go on break and they need to come back and do all that. So it's a little bit disjointed in the middle as well. So I'm wondering how they fix that, and just the sheer insanity of, I have no idea who Real Madrid's playing. I have no idea who's in, Man City's group or Brest's group or whoever, right? Like, I don't know who they are playing on any given basis, and which team could affect my team by playing someone else. That is the chaos that this is so far. And I don't know. I don't know if you guys like it, but I certainly didn't think it needed to be changed.
So, go ahead.
You got it. Yeah, go for it.
No, go. I'll go after you. Go.
Well, I'm just going to keep it short. Some would say that what you hate about it is exactly why people love it.
Mm-hmm.
Sharpie?
And that was going to be my follow-up, right? Like, literally. Because here's the thought. We have Real Madrid has almost a God-given right to the round of 16 in Champions League. I don't know the last time you all have missed it.
Never.
You tell me, right? So never, right? Never, literally, in the history of the
literally
sport.
Never.
So it's kind of like the what's that word when it's like you don't really know, the uncertainty, right? Of just like, hey, that drama is in net because once you get into January, those last two matches mean everything for every club. Versus in a group stage, let's say you win the first three, you draw, match 4. Those last two matches, you're rotating. You're just kind of playing people. You're holding on, and I think we kind of saw it when they got rid of the away goal rule. People were so up in arms about it, right? It's like, oh my God, how could you? What do we? And then it's like, okay, aggregate's fine, right? And now it's like, oh my God, how could you? And it's like, wait, all these other clubs have a slight chance, and there's still a playoff. So in essence, the best 16 teams theoretically will get through. I think it's like, I can definitely see your angle, and I don't think like that's wrong. I just feel like it's going to be fun to see like Club Brugge plays Man City on January 25th. I have no idea what's going to happen, but that match will mean everything in the world to me. Whereas before, the last match of the group stage has meant nothing to me since I've been a Man City fan, right?
So that match that you just mentioned, I had no idea what was happening. So there's that. I think the group thing also allows you to understand who's playing who and how things could shake out. And make no mistake, yes, I am privileged in the fact that Real Madrid has never been in the Europa League and stuff like that. We've never needed it. But the other drama of the other groups is what we've seen. How many times have we had people who do not care about a particular match, all of a sudden they hear, well, this match is 4-4, and the next person who scores is going to get out of this group. And the second one might go to Europa, and they may push PSG out, right? Like they have these like the qualities, especially with the Europa introduction into it. When they let the third place team go to Europa, there was teams who were like, okay, we're hanging by a thread. We might go to Europa, but we might be out, but we might win the group. And so you have some of these late final day dramas where you see some magic happen. And yeah, sure. We haven't got to that part yet. So I'm still holding out hope that we see some of that magic, but it doesn't have to be, as you guys know, it doesn't have to be your team involved for magic to be magic and to witness it. So I'm hoping that this kind of brings some of that last day drama from the group stage. But yeah, it's also one of those things where you look and you go, a team just went up like 15 slots based off of one win. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that does. And so again, I thought it was just trying to fix something that wasn't broken. And I don't know that it's necessarily better. I prefer the group stage, and I see there's some people who might prefer this what we got right now. And they're going to keep tweaking at it because really at the end of the day, they're trying to make as much money as possible. That's why this came into effect. So that is why we're in this position. But I think, again, they could have made just as much money by maybe expanding the group stage somewhat, by maybe adding a couple more groups, but still having that, finite drama where you knew who you were playing, who everyone else was playing, and how things were stacking up.
I definitely think that it's all about the money. Everything in everything in the world is almost all about money at this point. But I said last week on the Lit stream that was the thing that I didn't care for about it. one, it's just new and it takes some time to adjust to it. But the thing that I guess kind of gives me that icky feeling is because as a US sports fan, I love the fact that we play a balanced schedule. Everybody plays everybody in soccer or in football, right? On the world everywhere else except for the MLS, let's say. So I like that. You play home and away, best team, whoever has the most points at the end, that you're the champion. This takes this away and makes it very much more like US sports in general, which moves it away from what I think of as football or soccer in my head. And so I'm one that I like the European games to stay, or just the world game to stay what it is and not be Americanized. I look at us as ruining stuff. It's good as it is. We don't need to make changes. Why do we feel like we know better than everybody else? We want to come in and do our thing. I don't want to see that. And so this is why, for me, I kind of question it. But I can see parts about it that I like. It's pretty cool. But this is my issue with it, and probably why I'll never fully accept it.
Yeah, again, there's some changes that need to, or I guess some tweaks that they're going to do, probably in the name of money. But yeah, you're right. Like, EPL, you play everybody twice. La Liga, you play everybody twice. Back in the day, in the group stage of the Champions League, you played everybody twice, home and away. You got that shot, and there was no, what would only happen if we had played 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, which is what's going to happen here. You're going to have someone who's going to miss out and go, we didn't get a chance against this team right here. And if we had a chance against this team, maybe we would have beat them, and maybe we would have been one spot higher. It's kind of like the, again, like the SEC, where you kind of had a bunch of teams who didn't play each other fighting it out for a championship spot, and only 2 got it. But there was 2 teams out there like, hey, we didn't get a chance to play against these 2 teams, so you never know that we were better than them. It's a convoluted system. I don't know that necessarily they borrowed from America. They borrowed from the capitalism portion of it, as some people in the chat are saying. But yeah, I reserve the right to change my mind as this thing goes along. But right now, I'm like, I don't see how this is any better than what we already had.
I will say, before we move topics, I think there's an evenness in the quality of opponent, right? Because if you're on the same pot one line as like City, Real Madrid, Barca, like the higher echelon of European giants, you played lesser talent. Now, City didn't handle theirs in certain cases, or Brest surprised people in other cases, or Real Madrid drew. Like, everybody has the same level within the 8 opponents. I feel like it's even. Now, is it because even like there's not a group of death anymore, right? So it was always unfair to that third team in a group of death, where you were just like, wait, we know we're a great team, and we're probably going to end up in Europa League if we don't come in second place in this group. So I feel like, yeah, I think that January week, when we all know, like, okay, we could put on Golazo in America and like just watch it and just see all the permutations, and at halftime you're checking in. It's like, wait, it's 4 p.m. Eastern, and who's got to do what in the second half, and they're going from match to match. Like, that drama is going to be very similar to the drama of, okay, it's the 6th round of group stage, and now we got to know like who does what. I'm excited to see it, and I think, Donald, like, you bring up some great points, and I'm interested to see, will it hit the same, right? And I guess, like, I'm not used to being uncomfortable in this position, but now we're very uncomfortable.
I don't think either of us are, yeah.
And so I'm like, do I even want to go? Yes, I want to go. Fuck, I want to go to the playoffs. So I hope that City makes it, and we'll see what happens.
I want to talk a little bit about this NWSL expansion, because it looks like Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Denver are the 3 cities looking to become NWSL's 16th team. I feel like the most obvious, just off of like name, is Denver. I mean, obviously, respect to Cincinnati and Cleveland. Maybe there's something I'm missing about that state. What are your thoughts on the whole situation, Donald?
Well, I'm from Michigan, so let me tell you a little bit about Ohio. No, but no, I think that to bring you up to speed, I think just a couple, or I guess a day or 2 ago, I believe it was Sportico was saying that they've reported that Denver is in exclusive negotiations to be that 16th team. and they've kind of beaten, Cleveland and Cincinnati have been kind of told, thanks, but you didn't make this cut for this round, and it's going to be Denver. But I am, first of all, I love Denver. I think Denver's a great city. I think it'd be awesome for women's soccer. Of course, you have so much talent coming from Colorado, and if they're able to build an academy and things like that, that can really change how this league plays and also how the national team is. But I'm interested to see who goes next. And again, there's certain markets that you're kind of thinking, oh yeah, that would be a shoe-in and would be a great city, but it doesn't feel like they're being considered right now. And then there's some who might be, kind of moving around. We have no idea how this is going to shake out. And with USL Super League also trying to, expand in their first season, like how does that work? And you're going to have, look, I'm in DC. DC has the Washington Spirit and DC Power playing in the same stadium. The Spirit do not own the stadium. It is owned by DC United, who owns DC Power. Yes, get that triangle and that Venn diagram. It's basically just a big circle with a lot of people inside trying to make decisions on behalf of everybody else. And so there's going to be points where there's going to be those clashes. There's going to be trying to take the same market. How does that work? And is that market sustainable for either team or both teams, right? Is there, it's New York, okay? New York can probably handle as many women's teams as possible. But can a Cleveland? Probably not. Can a Minnesota? Probably not. And some of these teams are aspiring to join NWSL. And so I'm interested to see how that works. But Denver, I think, would be the logical of the three, the logical next step in expansion for the league.
Yeah, especially like you said, with the history and the culture of the area, if they can get, that there are also so many players who grew up in that area who could be tempted to go there, or maybe let their contract run out and then go there. Yeah, it could get real scary for teams there. Interesting. Yeah, that's
Sophia Smith. I'm looking at that. Is she doesn't go to Europe, and Denver gets in. She, for her to return home and be kind of the star that she already is, but be the face of a club, that I don't know how you turn that down. If I were
Does
her,
Mel Swanson want to go back?
Is Swanson from the area?
Right.
Yeah, she's
Swanson's
from Colorado
from it too. Yeah,
Littleton, I think.
I do wonder if she wants to leave. This is where you think
That's what I was
about,
saying.
like,
Would you? Yeah, that's what I was going to
partners,
ask.
because like they're the Chicago royalty now.
Mhm.
Like, would she leave to go back home? Will he become a Colorado Rocky? Who's more valuable in the household? These are things I want to.
Well, who's easier to trade? That's the question.
Good point.
Because he has a pretty big deal, big contract, and she does too, and by NWSL standards. So, Haran would be a good one, but her husband, or I guess soon to be husband, is what the interim director of player personnel or something at San Diego. So, so San Diego SC, she could go to the Wave
once they
figure their own issues.
Hopefully.
Once they figure that out.
Yeah.
But she's also from there. So there's a lot of ways they can go about it here.
Donna, did you say you're in DC?
I live in DC, but I'm currently in Texas.
Okay. I'm in Virginia, so it's a small world. It's a very small world. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Sorry, Terry, my bad, man.
No. I was gonna say I saw an image and I can't find it. It was on social media. Once you see it, you can never find it again. But it showed all of the markets that either want or are in the running for, and it sounds like they've narrowed it down to Denver. But when you look at it, a lot of it is Midwest, East Coast. So of course Denver is probably the furthest thing west. And then there was because I think St. Louis, they mentioned what's my guy from the Celtics?
Tatum.
Jason Tatum wanting to be involved in that. And then so they laid the map out. They showed all the people, all the locations that were interested, all the different groups that were involved. So if you think about Cincinnati, I think it was, then that's the FC Cincinnati folks that are involved in that. And so when you think about ownership, groups are going to matter because you're going to need people that are going to have deep pockets. I don't know if I like the idea of MLS groups being involved. On some hand, I do, because they already know the sport, they know the game, but just don't make this team permanently the second, and the smaller, and it's what we have now. It is what it is, but you just want to see somebody really pour into this league, the women's game, period. And I don't want people to treat it like you're the redheaded stepchild, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah.
So
they have the infrastructure, right? The MLS teams have the stadiums already.
Exactly.
But like you said, they're always second fiddle in that stadium.
Yeah.
There's always going to be the men's team that's going to be number one. And even when there isn't, there's a lot of synergy, right? Like even with the DC United and the Spirit, of course, again, now you have DC Power. And in a couple years, you're going to go, okay, what is the hierarchy here? Is it DC United? Is it the Spirit? Is it DC Power? Is it the DC Defenders? Is it the random lacrosse game that comes through? There's a lot of stuff that all these stadiums are trying to do. And by adding teams, they limit the number of dates that are available for them to do other things that make them money. So I'm interested to see how they do that. Also, like with Cincinnati, Caitlin Clark was a part of that ownership group.
Yep.
So the NWSL turning that down. But also, like, how far do they go? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I will say, Patrick Mahomes was involved in, or was
the current.
looking.
Yeah.
They are.
No, you're thinking of the WNBA team that he's trying to bring. Him and his wife.
He was on this map, and so it didn't make sense. So okay.
He and his wife are co-owners of the KC currently.
Yeah,
so
currently.
That's
what I was gonna say. It doesn't make sense for him to be on that map, and so whatever. But it's fair. I didn't find it, so it is what it is. But go ahead.
Here's my question, Donald, for you. This is maybe not on the script, but do you believe that the NWSL should avoid what the MLS has done and like cap their league at 20 to mirror those European powers? Or do you think the model should be more to like, hey, let's get to 32 and just try to expand this as much as possible? Because I think personally, 20 is amazing. I think it's an amazing amount. You have 38 matches. Like everything makes sense to me when I see 20, but I can't get into MLS because it's more like NFL, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense in my brain when I think about it.
USL. They can USL as like the second division league. USL is probably not going to want that to be that second division, so they're going to probably get. There's probably going to be a merger for those markets that are big enough, or those teams that are able to make the step up. But you didn't ask me; you asked Donald. So let me shut up.
No, it's a great question, and it's a great. Honestly, that's partly where I was thinking. Right, I think 20 teams is good enough for this league. I think also you have to understand that it's not just about the number of markets, but about the number of players. You don't want to stretch the talent thin. And the one thing that is different from the NWSL, from Major League Soccer and any other men's league, is that NWSL, if their stars do not show up, people do not come, right? Like it's not like a Messi thing in MLS where, oh, Messi's hurt, but they still got Suarez and they still got, this other guy and they still got Busquets, right? It is about the fact that, they would, if you look at the NWSL market, and it's something that even teams, supporters have wanted them to kind of fix, is that every single time it's like they put the top billing, it's like, hey, it's, Alex Morgan versus, Gotham FC, right? Alex Morgan's coming to town. Come buy your tickets. Megan Rapinoe's coming to town. Come buy your tickets. Sophia Smith's coming to town. Come buy your tickets. They sometimes don't focus on the fact that they're like, oh, by the way, we have a good team too. We have, we're full of stars. Washington Spirit have done a better job at saying, hey, we have, half of the damn women's national team on our team. Come watch us play. Oh yeah. The Gotham has the other half. So you can watch them too on Saturday when they come play us. So I think the one thing is, if you get too far, right? If you get to 24 or to 30 teams, you will make it where your best stars of the league may not come to some of these cities. And that may hurt attendance in those cities as we continue to move forward and grow this game. So you want to make it where I think the great thing is, that every single year, all these great players in this league are coming to your city. I love that part. And you can prepare for different teams how you want it, right? You have your rivals, you have your big stars, and you have, the teams that may have up and coming rising stars. I want to continue to see that. And I think at the end, once you get to 20, maybe 22 teams. Then you kind of maybe the idea is, do you create a second division and then, dare I say, 20 years from now, add the relegation promotion part of this to the cookie. But I don't think we're there yet. But I do think that stabilizing this league at around 20 to 22 teams is important, because you want to make sure that the league grows, and you want to make sure that every fan across the country gets to see every single star in this league, because that's why this league is super, growing right now. So that's where I see it.
And I also wanted to get this comment in from Megan, not to get too into the weeds in politics, but if red states are submitting bids that are equal to the blue states, they should select the safer states for the players. And that's 1,000%. And that's really what's going to become very key, I think, in the next couple of years when they're trying to do that expansion, but also because their whole thing is, I mean, it's the fans protect the players. The league does a very well. They've done jobs. I don't want to say the league, the Players Association has done a good job of protecting the players. So with the more money potentially coming into it, the league is definitely going to have to try to protect those players. They're going to have to figure something out. And also fan power is a big thing. Like, how vocal will the fans be? And when it comes to NWSL, I think the fans will be very vocal. So it'll be, all these things will be interesting. Yes. No, I actually like checked and I was like, oh yeah, Broncos, Chargers. Yeah.
And to the point of of Megan, I think is a great point. I think the one thing that came out of this year, the most important thing that might have come out of this year, is that collective bargaining agreement that they made, where it is important to note that each player, we saw those stories where players were like learning, like us on social media, that they have been traded, they have been cut, whatever. And now that's not the case. Every single trade, every single move has to require the blessing of the player. Basically, all players are given no trade clauses. So in this case, right, if you're like, hey, we're sending you to this to the city, they can go, nah, and they don't have to give a reason. The reason might be some of the resources that may or may not be available for them, but they don't have to give a reason, and they can just say, I don't want to move. So that is a big deal. That these players have that kind of power, because if you think about it, in Major League Soccer, they don't have that power. In a lot of the other sports, despite the fact that the players are so big, a lot of them don't have that power. You kind of earn it. You kind of, seniority your way into it. So I think it's a big deal that no matter you're a rookie or if especially the under 18 kids that have been being signed, they're locked in for a few years so that they can stay at home. There's a lot of things that they went through in this collective bargaining agreement that will really make it where the players feel at least feel a little bit more protected, and they have their destiny in their own hands.
I love that. Well, before we get you out of here, please plug yourself, because you be podding yourself. So, like, please let people know what you're up to and where they can find all those things.
Yeah, so you can find me on Blue Sky at BlazingDW. You can also find me. I post a little bit on Threads, and then on Instagram you can see all the pictures of me and my godson. That's basically it. But yes, I do 4 podcasts now. 2 in the world of soccer, 1 in college basketball, and 1 in Formula One. Don't ask me how I got into all of these. Some have been around for a long time. Some you just talk to the right person, Andre Carlisle. At like 10 p.m. and all of a sudden you have
this sounds very familiar. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, didn't we just have somebody on that was talking F1?
Hey, brothers in F1, I love it. We are here.
Yeah,
so taking over for the 9-9.
Ferrari next year. Lewis Hamilton all day.
I love it. Oh, thank you again for coming on. Hope you have a good rest of your evening.
Yeah, you too, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody, and especially you guys. Thanks for keeping the party moving. Really appreciate y'all.
Thank you, bro. Go Blue.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, let's go. All right, let's hop back on the Blue train.
Welcome to Blue Night, baby.
The lit stream, the homie, Demetrius. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing pretty good, y'all. How about y'all? How y'all doing?
Real good.
Doing great, man. Thank you for being here. I know you had to wait a while, so thank you, dog.
Oh no, I'm happy to be back, man. Like, wish it was under better circumstances, both the men's and the women's team, but Yeah, like I'm just happy to be here, man.
There you go.
From what people are saying and what I've actually experienced now, you can't win them all.
Yeah.
You used to like jokingly say that and be like, well, City, you know, they have to lose like 1 or 2 games a season, you know, keeps us humble. And now
Yeah.
it's like now we're
Everybody can get 5 in a row.
like 1-11. That's like yuck. Like
Disgusting. Ugh.
Ipswich City, baby. Ipswich City. That's who we are right now.
I know. I actually almost went, what are we, Luton Town? But I was like, no, let me relax.
Yes,
We're
exactly. You in town. Exactly what the fuck we are with this mediocre, subpar, embarrassing play on the pitch.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
said it earlier, but like when that penalty happened on the weekend, I said the same thing. I was like, we're gonna lose. Like not a draw, we're gonna lose. And sure enough, it happened. And I was just like I can't even be mad. It's like I've seen it like a million times this season.
And
Do you have hope anymore, or has your hope been taken away?
I think because of the fact that like nobody's really pulled away, like really like other than Liverpool. Like I don't think we're gonna catch Liverpool, but like as far as like top 4, like I still have like plenty of hope we can get that. Because like that was the crazy thing. I was like hearing like Arsenal fans like talking a lot of stuff. I was like, dude, like we're 3 points behind Arsenal. Like like we can catch up to them like right now. Like and so it's just like we just get like if we get on another like good run of form, like hopefully after the winter break, like anything could happen. But like right now it's just rough. Like it's hard to watch.
And at least we have like there's a winter break for the women. So it's just like, all right, cool. At least they get a little break. They can get themselves healthy. This time last year, there's a Club World Cup that was a mini vacation, being able to play teams that were vibes. But no, it's the grind is continuing. Thankfully, we do have players back and healthy. Well, we'll see how healthy they are. But I would like to assume we're not rushing players back because that is what got us in the situation in the first place. Just let people rest, let them get healthy. We have a week off. But yeah, no, seeing those photos of like Vardiol and Akanji and Stones today, that hit. Like I was so excited. I felt like a calm that I don't think there's a knot in my shoulder, and I'm pretty sure it's specifically because of the injuries from Manchester City.
Yeah. It's just like you need guys back, but at the same time, like the guys who are here, it's just like you would think they're like, oh, we can like scrape to at least like 2 or 3 wins, but like this has just been crazy.
It's been incredibly painful. I like that. Yeah, you kind of want to talk about city kits because I'm always here for it. And we can even start here. How have you felt about Puma's job with Manchester City kits?
Like with Puma, I feel like they either hit it completely out of the park or they just completely just like botch it. Like I know it may or may not be an unpopular opinion, but like I really do not like this season's home kits at all.
The home one?
The away kits, like a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Just because like that 99 look is just like absolutely amazing. But the home kits, I just wasn't vibing with it at all. Especially compared to like because like last year's kits were like also like pretty much like a 9.5 in my opinion. And then the year they won the treble, that was like absolutely amazing as well. But this year is just like this is the first year in like maybe since like maybe it's been a few years since I haven't like bought a home kit. And like this is year I was just like, you know what, I'll pass. I'll just get the 99 kit and I'm done with it.
Do you want more creativity? Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
No, I think I just bought it because I feel like I have to. It's City. Yes. I gotta support. I just what I do. But it wasn't my favorite. I'm with you. I can say that.
I was gonna ask Demetrius, like, do you think like do you want more creativity so we get new designs, or are you a fan of like with the treble year, right? Like you had the retro look, like this is a new one. Yeah. So do you prefer something that harkens back to the past?
I lean a little bit on the retro side because, like I said, even like last year's kit where they won 4 in a row, like it was a bit of like a '90s look, like with the pattern and the collar, and then of course like the treble season that was like a little bit of a nod to like the '60s and '70s. So, but usually when they go modern, it's like it's really like as long as they don't do anything like what Chelsea's doing. Like Chelsea, like their kits are like, ooh, those kids are rough for the past couple of years, but like this year has just been like, I don't know. I just feel like if you're able to like put a modern spin on it, it's got to be something where it's just like as long as it's not like completely out of control, with like weird patterns and stuff like that. And I know it's kind of weird to say that because like I'm wearing like a 92 shirt right now where it's just like got like all sorts of crazy patterns, but
that was the vibe back then. That was the vibe back then, and those are my favorite. The fucking 90s kits from Manchester City, like like ones where people might think that they're hideous. I love every single one of those. Those Kappa kits, like they're just colors and patterns mashed on each other, and I fucking love it. All of the brother kits, all of them. It's just I want them, but I'm 6'4". Like they don't make those kits like back then, like, or I'm gonna have to pay way too much for them. But I want it so bad. I want it.
I just want to say for the audience, Crunk is a strong 6'4". Until you meet Crunk in person, you don't really know what 6'4" feels like around you. And as a man who's 6 foot, 6'1", walking every day, I felt like a little child. And when you are beside the Twin Towers with Crunk and Tom, just want to put that out there for y'all that couldn't make it to Chicago last year or earlier this year. It'll change your life. Like Tarek, you were there, right? Like these are giants amongst men.
Out of the four of us, I'm the shortest, so it definitely feels that way. My only saving grace was Lando was with us, so he's even shorter than I am. So I was cool. You don't want to be the shortest one in the group, but right now I would be. So I'm recruiting anybody 5'9" and 3/4 or below. Can't be taller than me. We can be eye to eye. We can be the same height, but you can't be taller than me. But if you can fit that height, come join Shades of Blue.
Crunk and Tom, the people you gotta like step back like 2 feet. Like, hey, we're gonna make sure we get some distance here.
Yeah.
I'm not tilting my head up to you. That's what's not gonna happen as a grown man. What I'm not about to do like Kevin Hart and 40-Year-Old Virgin. I'm not about to look up to you at all. Nope, not happening. No way, no how. Can't do it.
Crunk will clear out some corners. Yeah, he's strong center back height.
Yeah.
Yo, great rebounding off a free throw. You imagine like Tom and Crunk boxing out. You're never giving up a defensive rebound. You are locking that shit down every time. Sorry, I'm sorry to do other conversation.
No, I love it. This was great. Oh, this is great. Oh man, and I mean, and even on like me as a WWE fan, they've had this collaboration with Man City. They made a lot of shirts that are great, but the kit of it, it's very lazy, and I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. I was looking at my last home shirt, and that's actually the shirt I buy the least. I buy a lot of the third kits or the away kit. And it's just because they seem a little, because you can't get too crazy with them.
Yeah.
People get a little angry. Like this year's, I mean, don't even get me started on that child handwriting that is supposed to be from a grown ass 60-year-old man. Like, what is that? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, like I guess from like Oasis, but at the same time, just like,
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the Oasis kit writing, it's not great.
Yeah, it's PR font for me. I haven't even ordered a shirt yet. I'm waiting for them to go on sale because the season started shitty. I was like, I'll wait. But like, it's all gonna be PR font. The Champions League font sucks terribly.
And usually, like most years, it's like it's not great. I think that's one thing about like the WWE shirt where it was like a block font. I was like, okay, I can like that. But like then they came out with like the cup font, and it was like, okay, what is this? But at the same time, I never had really like high expectations for a cup font.
Yeah, my Nike standum, it always hits on the CL fonts because like, I feel like Liverpool, Barca, they always have really dope fonts when they go to Europe and stuff. And same with like Liverpool, Barca, Chelsea, right? Like I love their European fonts. But I feel like Puma, Adidas is solid. I think Puma probably has the sadly worst of the three, but I mean they still get my money. I still support. This is my way of supporting.
What Nike kits do you like? I mean, because Nike don't really come out with. When we had Nike, we were complaining about that too.
I enjoy Nike. Those forest green joints, they're still like my favorite city kit ever. Like I have to buy. I'm gonna put a bunch of money down for that. Like I want that sterling dark green or the Aguero. Like that kit is fire.
Yeah, it was great. Like
Is the
2014.
17-18? I'm trying to look it up right now.
I'm looking at it now.
I think it's around that era. Like it's between
17-18
16
third
18,
kit.
17, 18. Yep, that one.
Okay.
Oh my God. It's on my holy grail. Like I'll pay whatever on eBay for it one day. Like my
So-
35th birthday's next year. I'll buy whatever.
Okay. So how do we feel? And Demetrius, I see you have one. How do we feel about collars on soccer kits or football kits?
I like it. It's like it's very unique to soccer because, like, you know, I think that's one of the things like drew me as a fan. Like early on, I was like, wow, like they're wearing collars. Like that's a professional. It's like, you know, like you think about like you watch other sports.
They
like,
got
you know,
business casual.
Like there's no way they're pulling off a collar. Like football, it would look ridiculous. Like seeing like, you know, Patrick Mahomes wearing a collar on the sideline, that would look crazy. But like, you know, with soccer, it's just like, oh well, you know, it's an elegant sport. As well put on the collar.
Yeah, they're classy.
Yeah,
I like them. I mean, it depends on the way it's implemented, like with anything. But I actually like some of the
Same.
collared kits as much or better than some of the non-collared ones. Like I didn't like the one we just recently did. The white? I didn't like that kit at all.
Oh yeah.
The maroon one, you didn't like it? The one from last year?
Oh, the white one.
The was it the white one with the collar, the maroon collar? I didn't like.
Yeah,
the
you
kit
didn't
at
like
all.
that? Oh my
I
God. That's
hated
one of my
that kit.
favorites.
I
Yeah, no,
hated that kit.
I love it so much. I love
I'm
it.
looking at it now. I still hate it.
It's actually confirmed. Yes,
Yeah,
I love it. I love like stand 10 toes on that shit. I hate this. I do not like it.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. How
that's
dare
why,
you?
like if you hear like two of my favorite colors, like maroon and orange, and it just did not vibe with it at all.
See, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I thought it was gorgeous.
Now the third kit last year, the third kit was amazing. Like with the lightning. Yeah, like that was
Oh
fantastic.
yeah, that was top tier.
I
last year.
said that
Great
from the
creation.
beginning. I thought that
Yeah.
was going to be the one I liked the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third kids
so-
might be my new thing. Yeah, go ahead, Terry.
Oh, maybe. No, I was going to say, so what is your favorite kit of all time? Or however, last 10 years or whatever you want to say. What's your favorite kit?
Honestly, it's the 2022-23, the travel season. Just because I think I bought that kit like 3 times. I bought the authentic, and then because I bought the authentic like a little bit too small, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy the replica. And then when they won the treble and they put out the treble special edition, I bought that too. So
Now, is it just because of the wins that we accomplished in the kit, or the way you like the way it looks? Because it's got the centered badge, which is different, and we've gone, you know, that was a one-time thing, harkening back to, you know, olden days or whatever. But so is that what you like about it, or just the fact that, you know what, we won so much in it, I just have really strong feelings about it, and you know, whatever.
oh no, like I was enamored with that kit like from the second it launched, because like I say, like it like really like brought back the vibes from like the old kits from like back in the 60s.
Yeah.
And like I kind of wish like they had done like the striping on the socks to make it like match the collars and the sleeves, but like I was fine with it overall. But like the shirt was just perfect.
You said put collars on the socks?
Oh, not the collar.
So Crunk, what's your favorite?
Honestly, it let me see. It's definitely one of the, like, I wasn't joking when I said it's like the hideous Thomas Cook ones. Like I really love the 08, 09 Thomas Cook one. It's just the black and white stripe, but it just says thomascook.com. I think it's also because the kits were just so baggy back then too. I really loved that. Something about that really hit. But that one is, I look for that one a lot. And then also, oh shit, what year is it? The yes, 2013-14, the third kit, the white with the like dark blue
Navy
and
the blue stripes.
I love that kit so much.
That is actually, and I don't know if it's just because it was around the time that I was really getting into the sport and really falling in love with City. So I don't know if it was that. I vividly see David Silva in that kit. That's one of my favorites as well, that 2013-14 third kit. If I say like just straight traditional home kit, it's probably the 15-16. It's got the white collar.
Oh, yes,
It's nothing special about it, but it's just so clean. That's got the old badge. But I see Vincent Company in it, and it's just like, yeah, that's my picture of the club. Those two, David Silva in the white and the blue, third kit. Vinny in the home kit from 15-16. That's like perfect for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So this has nothing to do with nothing. At when we were in Chicago when I was in Chicago for the Derby match, they had before the game they were just showing like goals. What was it? It was a Vinny Company. I wish I could remember who it was against, but it was a header and it was a celebration. And just it was that year, so that's why it's coming up to my head, but I can't remember who it was. But it's a header and just the celebration, the like limbs and just the joy that he had in his celebrations. I legit almost got like teary eyed. I was like, I just miss this.
I'm telling you, man, he's like the heart and soul. I love that. He was why I fell in love with this club. He's one of the main reasons. Him and Yaya Toure, seeing black men do their thing. I was like, let's go.
Yeah, like and bring back kids thing, like seeing like Yaya Toure, and I think in let's see, the 2009, 2010, like were you see Yaya Colo, where like they were wearing like the white jersey with the red and black sash. Like that's a fantastic.
That's classic.
Oh my gosh. Also, I mean, I love it. It's obviously it's been updated because it's old, but the Yaya Toure, Colo Toure chant has been updated to Erlin and Alfie, and it does not hit the same.
No, not at all.
It's fun.
I couldn't. There's a lack of seasoning.
Wait, what did you say? Sorry, what kid?
Oh no, the Yaya Colo chant has updated to Erlin and Alfie.
Yeah, no. Gotta stick with the traditional.
Yeah.
I will say though, the simplicity of that 17-18 run between home, away, third, where you had the burgundy away, like Nike, right? Like super simple, a little blue in the collar. You had the full green. Like, I don't know. I think like that was my like second year being a City fan, and like I played with him on FIFA. It's like I remember seeing Kevin De Bruyne go crazy in that maroon one or burgundy, whatever, and then the green. Like I said before, like that was peak like simplicity for me, but it's brilliant. Like I think some things don't need to be complex. I think Pumas started off rough. I hated that black kit with the blue and the yellow, and I was like, what the fuck are we doing?
And then I actually don't mind that one. I don't mind that one.
Okay.
It's not like my favorite, but it's kind of funky. I like it.
Oh,
I bought the home one that year with the purple numbers. I like the purple on the city on the European font. That was cool. But the black one, I was like, this is too much. Like, I feel like I need to go do like a line of Coke or go do some X. It gave me real big Ray vibes, and I was like, "This is a lot of brightness."
I mean, you're not far off.
Okay,
the one I haven't done it. The one I didn't like was what did we call it? The Tequila Sunrise. I didn't like that kit.
I had that in my closet.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of Crunk's favorites.
Yeah. I actually love that one. Like I like the little the fade into like the sunrise.
But do y'all remember the original Tequila Sunrise, which was like 16, 17, where it was like orange?
Yeah, I like that one too.
Mm-hmm. That one was bright. I was like, "Ooh, this is popping." I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we kind of got a little bit of a run where we have orange in our kits quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hacienda, yes.
That's a bit of like a nod to Pep thing, because Barcelona would have like very now and then a super bright orange use there.
Hi T.
What up, T? I feel like there's always like there's a certain color palette that every team has to feel, right? Like like your away colors can only fall within these certain parameters. Your third kit has to be this. So it's like we see the same thing cycle. I just want a good black kit. I like the black and red one from a couple 2 seasons ago, but I want like just a real black kit. Give me a certain collar number. Like I need that back in my life. I feel like that black energy. We are, Darth Vader and those boys. So we are the Death Star. So I want like a nice black and gray kit. That would be so fire. Oh, Paisley grew on me.
Paisley was nice, which is weird. I didn't think I would like it, but Paisley was nice.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. I didn't think I'd like that at all, but then I saw it on the pitch. I was like, okay, that's fine.
Tom's custom Paisley makes me upset. I'm mad I didn't get it. Like I'm so upset. It says like Butch Queen on it. I'm like, that's so Tom, and I love it. And I'm jealous.
I love that we have literally talked about kits for like 20 minutes. Oh my gosh.
The balance of City. All things have been covered tonight. Whatever you want from City, you got it.
before we get you out of here, how do you see this match against Aston Villa going?
Oh boy, it really depends because with the way they've been playing lately, my expectations are on the floor. Like as long as if they get a draw, I'll be thrilled. But I'm not really expecting a win. I wanted them. I felt especially playing the Derby. I was okay, if you can get right, it'll be against United because United, and and with the way they've been playing and the way they had not been scoring, I was thinking okay, we got that one goal, we're gonna win that game. But then they just collapsed, and I just feel if there's another moment of adversity, they're just probably not gonna respond to it correctly. And so I say my expectations on the floor. I just want to draw. I'll be happy with a draw. I'll be over the moon with a win. But if they lose, then the grind continues. Like Pep said, it's our time to suffer.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. I and it's one of those things that they're definitely up and down.
Right.
And we're just down. So I mean, this is a great chance to kind of have a win against a team that is very inconsistent, but we never know. We never know. We'll never know. I'm very nervous. Very, very nervous. We will see.
I looked somewhere, it was our points per game or relegation tier at the moment, and I'm just oh, that's really concerning.
It's ass cheeks out there. It's hot garbage. We
Next
suck.
is crazy, Sharpie.
Have you seen it? Have you witnessed it?
Exactly.
After 75 minutes, people forget how to play footy. They just lose 15 years of football. And Bernardo said it. We were under 15s out there. Why did Amad Diallo have a moment of his life? Because we're stupid. The whole back line, idiots.
Everything's all good.
A lot of them.
80th minute rolls around, somebody's brain falls out of their head, and then next thing you know, 2 or 3 goals get in.
Rodgers off the team. We don't have a chance, bro. We're done. Top 4. 4 is our max. 4 in round of 16 Champions League. That's the max we're gonna get to. That's it. Done. Finito. No mas.
Oh, adios mio. Oh man. Well, Demetrius, before you get out of here, my homie, please plug yourself. Let people know where they can find you and the things that you do.
All right. Well, you can find me on Blue Sky. I'm Fergo.bsky.social, FERGOE.bsky.social, and also I am the site manager for BatteryPower.com, which is the SB Nation affiliate for the Atlanta Braves. So, if you like baseball and you like the Atlanta Braves, come check us out. It's off season, but we got content coming every day. So come check us out.
Yeah, let's go. All right, appreciate you. You have a good rest of your evening.
All right, thank you for having me on, man.
Of course,
Appreciate you, man. Thanks
Appreciate
for coming back again.
Oh man. Hey, T's agreeing with you. Top 4.
2 and 4 is the same thing. That's all I'm saying. Nobody gets the trophy.
Fair, but 4 means that Arsenal, Liverpool, and someone else are in front of us. That I don't like. I can take one person being in front of us, one whack team.
It's a mindset shift, Terry. It's a mindset shift. You gotta be hey, y'all couldn't get the title the year we couldn't get it. That's all it is. Flip it on them. We can't win it, but 3 other people won't either. I'm just saying.
Did you win the league or did we lose it? I'm not
exactly.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Just saying, But number 2 would be great. I like being number 2. It's fire. That year Liverpool won and we were number 2. I was okay, that's cool.
See, I'd look at it if we end up in second after this season and everybody talking all this trash so strong with all this chest, if we end up being ahead of them, even if we don't win it all, we had our worst run ever. And we were still better than you, which is the whole case with United right now. No matter how much trash they talk, they're still below us.
Still gonna be better.
How does that even happen?
I'm so mad Terry can deliver this in all with PG content. He is
that's
safe
all I know.
for Disney Plus.
That's all I know, man.
I'm so mad. I wish I had the capability, but when I leave these children, Terry, it took it out of me years ago. I am a different person. I don't even know myself. But you are my goal in life. If I have 3 girls and be a girl dad, I want to be like Terry when I grow up,
Yeah. But I mean, Chelsea is the best case scenario out of everybody else. Out of the worst case scenarios, they are the best worst case scenario.
Hey, shout out to Daniel. He said it. Nobody will ever do 4 in a row. That's not happening. They'll never say that. They can't do it. Sorry.
Hey,
Nope.
NC,
You won't do it.
follow you everywhere. Well, thanks again to our guests. Oh, we filled out the MCFC sisters. Kate, okay. We got Demetrius. We got Donald Wine. It was a wonderful show.
Michigan was in the building. City was in the building.
Hey, and that is technically all I want. It's just Arsenal head loss. That is so entertaining. It'll feed us over the off season. It's exactly what just everybody needs. And honestly, after a season or a year like 2024, it's what we all deserve, honestly.
If they come in third, do they fire Arteta?
Yes, 100%. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I need that. I need that to happen.
No,
I'm
I don't
an
need
Arteta
it 'cause
hater.
I don't
I'm
want
an
him to
Arteta
leave.
hater, so I don't know.
He's their safe number 2. He's their Spanish Wenger. Let him be Spanish Wenger. You got to understand, like, don't lose the forest for the
Yeah,
trees.
no, I get you. You're right.
He's a beautiful
right.
silver and bronze. That man won't see gold maybe once, and that's it. Just like
He
Wenger.
said he got 3 trophies.
Relax.
He said he got 3
You're too
trophies.
late to be trying to throw your gunnerness in here.
Devin, third, second, third. It looks like loser to me. Win a PL.
Smells like bitch in here. You know, this is the quote.
Precisely, Crump.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we will see you all soon. We appreciate you. Check any of our new episodes. Happy holidays, all those fun things. You know the
It's
vibes.
behind the Quantico.
Yes. You know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang.